There was just something about the way he said ordinary things. He had a little twinkle in his eye and it was a little attitude he had behind everything he said.
Alan Alda pulls back the curtain on MASH, revealing untold stories of creative clashes, behind-the-scenes tensions, and the personal touches that made the series iconic. From battles over the show's identity with director Jackie Cooper to authentic moments shaped by cast members' real military experiences, every detail contributed to its groundbreaking legacy. Did these challenges fuel MASH's success or nearly derail it? Before we proceed further, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Untold stories.
There was always pressure because we shot like a movie, and we shot a half-hour show in 4 days.
MASH aired from 1972 to 1983, running for an impressive 256 episodes, a span longer than the actual Korean War it depicted. The show pioneered a unique approach by blending comedy with serious themes about war and its impact on those who served. Set in a mobile Army surgical hospital, MASH initially used a laugh track at CBS Network's insistence. However, the producers fought for and won a small victory, keeping operating room scenes free from artificial laughter. As the series progressed, the laugh track gradually faded, reflecting the show's evolution toward more dramatic storytelling. This shift demonstrated the show's maturity and willingness to tackle deeper themes while maintaining its core identity. The casting process revealed interesting turns that shaped the series in unexpected ways. McLean Stevenson, who became known for his portrayal of Colonel Henry Blake, originally wanted to play Hawkeye Pierce. Wayne Rogers, cast as Trapper John McIntyre, took an unusual approach by never signing a contract with the show. This gave him remarkable freedom to come and go as he pleased, though it created challenges for production scheduling. Jamie Farr's character Klinger started as a one-episode role, but his portrayal of a soldier seeking discharge through cross-dressing resonated so strongly with audiences that he earned a permanent place in the cast. Loretta Swit demonstrated extraordinary dedication, appearing in all but 11 episodes throughout the entire series as Major Margaret Houlihan.
Succotash, Doc?
Yes, please.
Potatoes?
Fine.
Cream corn?
Thank you.
And for the entree today?
Here it comes.
Steady.
Several cast members brought past military experience to their roles, adding depth to their performances. Alan Alda served in the Army Reserves and spent 6 months stationed in Korea after the war. Jamie Farr served 2 years in the United States Army, with postings in Japan and Korea. This first-hand knowledge of military life added authenticity to their performances and understanding of the environment they portrayed on screen. Their experiences helped shape the show's realistic portrayal of military life, balancing the serious nature of war with necessary moments of levity that soldiers used to cope with their circumstances.
I'll call you back. Well?
I'm sorry he didn't make it.
What do you mean he didn't make it?
Alda's involvement in MASH extended far beyond his acting role. He directed 31 episodes and co-wrote 13 others, demonstrating his commitment to shaping the show's direction. The series pilot, written in just 3 days, earned Emmy nominations for both its director and writer, setting a high standard from the beginning. The production incorporated personal touches throughout its run, such as using real family photos for character props. In one creative episode, characters were named after California Angels baseball players. The cast even buried a time capsule on set containing mementos from their time on the show, which construction workers later discovered, providing a tangible link to the show's history. Behind the scenes, the creative process sometimes led to unusual situations. The production team occasionally employed unconventional methods to maintain control, such as requiring actors to film in heavy winter clothing during hot weather when they became too vocal about storylines. These challenges created tension, but also pushed the cast and crew to deliver their best work. Despite the difficulties, strong bonds formed among the cast members. Loretta Swit and Harry Morgan developed a particularly close friendship that lasted long after the series ended.
Harry was one of the most, he continues to be, for me, one of the most enjoyable people I've ever worked with. He could make you laugh and you wouldn't be able to write down what he said that made you laugh.
MASH's influence extended beyond its original run through several spin-off attempts. A series focusing on Radar O'Reilly's life after the war provided a glimpse into the character's civilian life, though it aired only once. While most spin-offs failed to capture the magic of the original series, they demonstrated MASH's significant cultural impact. The show's final episode became one of television's most watched broadcasts, though interestingly, it wasn't the last episode filmed. The episode, As Time Goes By, was actually shot after the famous finale, adding an interesting footnote to the show's production history. The series incorporated numerous personal elements from the actors' lives into their characters, creating deeper connections between the performers and their roles. Mike Farrell named B.J. Honeycutt's daughter after his own daughter, Erin, bringing a piece of his real life into the show. Colonel Potter's desk featured a photograph of Harry Morgan's actual wife standing in as Potter's wife, Mildred. These small but meaningful details added authenticity to the characters and helped actors develop stronger connections with their roles. The show successfully balanced these personal touches with broader themes about war, humanity, and survival through humor. The evolution of MASH's characters reflected broader changes in society and television storytelling. Early episodes focused more heavily on comedy, but as the series progressed, characters developed greater depth and complexity. Major Houlihan transformed from a strict, by-the-book officer into a more nuanced character dealing with personal growth and relationships. Klinger's character evolved beyond the running gag of wearing dresses to become a capable and respected member of the unit. These changes demonstrated the show's ability to grow and adapt while maintaining its core identity. The lasting impact of MASH on television history extends far beyond its impressive ratings and long run. The show proved that television could successfully address complex themes about war and human nature while still providing entertainment. It demonstrated how a series could evolve from straightforward comedy to tackle serious subjects while maintaining audience engagement. The relationships formed during production, both positive and challenging, contributed to creating a series that continues to resonate with viewers decades after its final episode aired. The show's blend of humor and drama, along with its honest portrayal of war's impact on those who serve, established a template that influenced countless series that followed. MASH is a great example of how TV can tackle serious topics using comedy, while still showing respect for the subject. The disagreements between Alan Alda and Jackie Cooper didn't hurt the show. In fact, they may have made it even better. Their creative differences added depth and made the show more interesting. Over its 11 seasons, MASH kept audiences entertained while also showing the hard truths about war and how it impacts people. It proved that even when there are challenges behind the scenes, great things can happen when those challenges are handled the right way. The show's legacy lives on through its continued influence on television production and storytelling. Its successful blend of comedy and drama paved the way for future series that would tackle serious subjects through a similar lens. The personal touches, authentic military experiences, and creative tensions all contributed to creating a unique and enduring television experience that continues to engage new generations of viewers. MASH proved that television could be both entertaining and meaningful, setting a standard that many shows still strive to achieve today.
I feel like you're just letting everybody down all the time. Llorona, 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 de azul celeste.
Matt Damon breaks his silence on Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's heartbreaking split, revealing the unseen struggles that fame and love couldn't overcome. As their marriage crumbles, Damon offers an intimate look at how the pressures of the spotlight and unresolved conflicts led to the collapse of Hollywood's most iconic couple. His account reveals the delicate balance the couple tried to maintain between their public image and private struggles, offering a rare glimpse into how fame ultimately affected their marriage. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's relationship, which seemed like the perfect second-chance romance, has crumbled after just 2 years of marriage, and the details emerging paint a complex picture of fame, struggle, and heartbreak. The cracks began appearing in early 2024, though few could interpret them at the time. While the couple maintained a facade of marital bliss, attending events together and house hunting in New York City, subtle signs of strain were becoming evident to those closest to them. Matt Damon, Affleck's lifelong friend and confidant, was among the first to notice these changes. Ben has always struggled with the spotlight, Damon revealed in a recent interview. The pressure of being one half of Bennifer took a toll on him, just like it did the first time around. But this time, the stakes were higher and the pressure was more intense than ever. To comprehend the collapse of this high-profile marriage, we must first examine Affleck's complex relationship history. His pattern of intense romances followed by dramatic breakups began in the late 1990s with Gwyneth Paltrow. Their relationship, which blossomed on the set of Shakespeare in Love, set a precedent for what would become a recurring theme in Affleck's romantic life. Paltrow's infamous comment about Affleck preferring a bikini-clad waitress serving cold beers wasn't just a casual jab. It highlighted deeper issues that would haunt his future relationships. Even then, industry insiders noted Affleck's difficulty balancing his desire for privacy with the demands of public life. The decade Affleck spent married to Jennifer Garner provides crucial context for understanding his current situation. Their relationship, which began during the filming of Pearl Harbor and deepened on the set of Daredevil, showed both Affleck's capacity for commitment and his struggles with maintaining it. Garner, who supported Affleck through multiple rehabilitation stints, described him as a complicated man, capable of intense presence and affection one moment, yet prone to becoming distant and withdrawn the next. This pattern would later echo ominously in his relationship with Lopez.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. I'm happy for you. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
that you're happy. You
Yes.
deserve it. You work so hard.
Thank you.
And as you know, love is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So that's all that matters to me is that you're
Yes.
happy and that you're in love. Seriously.
You're sweet. And there it is right there.
It is. It's
I
right
did,
here.
I
It's
did
proof.
my interview for Marry Me, and then they put Jennifer Lopez in love on the cover.
Yep.
Yes, that's nice.
How was the relationship different the second time around? And how were you different the second time around?
I mean, I think it's funny because you mentioned the Amazon original. It deals with that 20 years, you know. A lot of the things that are in it are inspired by things that I went through. Obviously, it's not an autobiographical thing at all. It's more kind of meta.
Yeah.
But it definitely takes things that I understood and I knew and I had lived, and it really is the story kind of a hopeless romantic, you know, and their journey and the things that happen to you, the things that you can go through. With that. I mean, some things are there for dramatic purposes, but, you know, there are definitely things that were inspired by different things I went through in my life.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's reunion in 2021 captured the public's imagination as a rare second chance at love. Their first relationship in the early 2000s had ended largely due to intense media scrutiny, with paparazzi following their every move. When they reconnected nearly 20 years later, many believed they had grown wiser and better equipped to handle fame's pressures. Their initial reunion seemed to support this hope. They appeared more mature and secure in themselves, suggesting they could better navigate the challenges that had previously torn them apart. Their intimate Las Vegas wedding, followed by a grand celebration in Georgia, painted a picture of a couple who had finally found their happy ending. However, according to Matt Damon's insights, old patterns began emerging almost immediately. The key breaking point came when Lopez decided to include their private communications in a documentary project. This decision crystallized their fundamental difference in approaching public life. While Lopez embraced transparency and sharing their story with fans, Affleck struggled with what he saw as an invasion of their private life. This tension mirrored their earlier relationship's problems, where Affleck had similarly felt overwhelmed by the public nature of their romance. The situation demonstrated that despite the passage of time, their core conflict around privacy versus publicity remained unresolved. The situation reached a critical point during the spring of 2024. Lopez faced a series of professional setbacks. Her first studio album in 10 years struggled to find an audience. Tour dates were canceled due to low interest, and 2 biographical projects failed to meet expectations. She needed her husband's support more than ever. Instead, Affleck's absences became increasingly noticeable. He missed several crucial events, including the premiere of her Netflix movie Atlas, and, most tellingly, the Met Gala, where she served as co-chair. While friends defended his absence, citing his discomfort with such events, the pattern was clear. Affleck was retreating just when Lopez needed him most. Damon's recent meeting with Lopez, just days before the split became public, revealed the depth of their struggles. According to sources close to Damon, the conversation centered on the fundamental disconnect between Lopez's comfort with fame and Affleck's ongoing battle with public scrutiny. Ben never fully adjusted to being one half of a power couple, Damon reportedly shared. He loves Jen, but the pressure of constantly being in the spotlight was destroying him. It was like watching history repeat itself, but this time with even higher stakes. The impact on their blended family adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Between them, they share 5 children, Affleck's 3 with Jennifer Garner, and Lopez's twins with Mark Anthony. The couple had worked hard to create a unified family unit, with Lopez often attending events with Affleck's children and vice versa. Recent sightings of Affleck in Connecticut with his children and ex-wife Jennifer Garner suggest he's finding solace in familiar territory. As his daughter Violet prepares for college, Affleck appears more relaxed away from the intense scrutiny that came with his marriage to Lopez. The split has affected both parties professionally. Lopez has thrown herself into work, though sources say she's devastated by the marriage's failure. Her team is carefully managing her public appearances, aware that this personal setback comes at a crucial time in her career. Affleck, meanwhile, has retreated from the spotlight, focusing on his directing projects and spending time with his children. The contrast in their coping mechanisms highlights the fundamental differences that contributed to their separation. According to Damon, the collapse of Bennifer 2.0 reflects broader themes about celebrity culture and mental health. Affleck's ongoing struggles with alcohol addiction, though currently under control, added another layer of complexity to their relationship. The pressure of maintaining a perfect public image while dealing with personal demons proved overwhelming. The intense media attention that followed their every move played a significant role in their separation. From analyzing their body language at public events to scrutinizing their social media presence, the constant attention created an environment where genuine intimacy became increasingly difficult to maintain. As both parties move forward separately, questions about their future remain. Lopez, ever the professional, has maintained a busy schedule of appearances and performances. Affleck has been spotted more frequently with his children and ex-wife, suggesting a return to a more private lifestyle. The collapse of Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez's marriage has sparked serious conversations in Hollywood about whether high-profile relationships can survive in today's digital age. Unlike previous eras, celebrity couples now face unprecedented levels of scrutiny through social media, constant paparazzi attention, and fans who expect intimate access to their favorite stars' lives. As industry experts analyze the aftermath, they see 2 distinct paths emerging for the former couple. Lopez, who has always embraced the spotlight, continues to thrive in her multifaceted entertainment career, balancing music, movies, and business ventures with her characteristic drive. Her approach suggests she views public attention as an integral part of her success. In contrast, Affleck appears to be making a strategic retreat from public life. By focusing on directing and behind-the-scenes work, he seems to have found a way to maintain his creative passion while stepping away from the intense publicity that contributed to his personal struggles. This shift represents a telling response to the pressures that ultimately proved too much for their relationship to bear. As Matt Damon continues to support his longtime friend through this transition, he offers a final perspective on the situation. Sometimes love isn't enough when you're living under a microscope. Ben and Jen truly cared for each other, but the pressure of being Bennifer was too much for any relationship to bear. This latest chapter in the Bennifer saga serves as a cautionary tale about love in the spotlight. Despite their genuine affection for each other, the pressures of fame, personal struggles, and fundamentally different approaches to public life proved too much to overcome.
Well, I came upon a spot that was simply the most beautiful spot I'd ever seen in my life. And I said at that time, if I ever had the power, I would build a house there.
The untold story of Robert Redford's life will shock you. From unimaginable tragedy to stardom, Let's uncover the heartbreaking, sad truth behind the Hollywood legend. Robert Redford's life reads like more than just another Hollywood story. Born on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California, he grew up in a modest home with his father, Charles, a milkman who later became an accountant, and his mother, Martha Hart. His early years seemed ordinary enough, but at age 18, he faced his first major loss when his mother died from complications following the birth of twin girls who didn't survive. This loss left a deep mark on young Redford, who later expressed regret about taking his mother for granted. In his younger years, Redford was known for being rebellious. Although he earned a sports scholarship to the University of Colorado, he had a hard time finding his way. He got into trouble with the law, including being arrested for stolen jewelry, and his drinking eventually caused him to lose his scholarship. After leaving college, he went to Europe to study painting, a choice that surprisingly led him to acting. In 1958, Redford married Lola Van Wagenen, beginning a relationship that would span nearly 3 decades. The young couple started with only $300 to their name, but their early financial struggles paled in comparison to the personal tragedy that awaited them. Their first child, Scott, died from sudden infant death syndrome at just 10 weeks old. The loss devastated the couple, though they rarely spoke about it publicly. Redford later supported Sid's research, hoping to prevent other families from experiencing similar heartbreak. They went on to have 3 more children, Shauna, Jamie, and Amy, but challenges continued to follow the family. Their second son, Jamie, was born prematurely with serious breathing problems caused by hyaline membrane disease. Though he survived, Jamie's health struggles persisted into adulthood. He developed ulcerative colitis and later needed 2 liver transplants. During the filming of Quiz Show, Redford flew to Omaha every weekend to be with Jamie during his hospital stays. Despite his recovery and successful career as a filmmaker and environmental advocate, Jamie ultimately died from liver cancer in 2020 at age 58, leaving another void in Redford's life. The family went through even more hard times. Shauna was in a scary car accident when her car went into the freezing Jordan River near Salt Lake City. She was saved by a brave person who jumped into the cold water to help her. Then, in 1983, Shauna's fiancé, Sid Wells, was killed in his apartment at the University of Colorado.